Hi there, my name is Tom Lobel. I am the EVP and CMO of American Home Life, and I'm going to talk to you all today about the Patriot Series Final Expense e-app process. Goal for today will be to spend about 15, maybe 20 minutes going through the process and just kind of hitting some of the highlights, getting you familiar with our e-app process so that you have the confidence to go through it yourself. All right. So first things first, how to get to the e-app. So this is going to be hosted on our www.amhlifeco.com website. Okay, so you will go there, you will click on agent website, and that will take you to a login, which I've already logged in, but it'll take you to our dashboard. All right. Now from here, if you want to play around, you can get in the sandbox. So there's a sandbox to play. Or if you're submitting an actual application, you would just click on quote and enroll. All right. And that is going to take us to the first page. So first thing you'll see on here is there are dual applicant capabilities. So if you've got a husband and wife or something like that, just simply click the on here and it will take you through both streams at the same time, just to make it simple and easy. For the purpose of today, we're going to keep it pretty vanilla though. So we'll just have one applicant and I'm going to go through this. All right, pretty quick to fill out, just kind of tabbing through or clicking. And once you get this information entered, you'll just click view products. It will pop up all of the products in our portfolio right now. You've got three choices: the Med Sup, the super preferred final expense, or the tiered. The tiered is what you'll know as the final expense product. It's the three-tiered product. Two level tiers, one ROP. If you're a final expense agent, this is what you're looking for. The super preferred is only sellable if you've bought also a Medicare supplement. So come on down here to the Patriot Series tiered final expense, click the plus, and it will pop up a quoter. All right. So once you've selected the amount that you want to start with, let's say 15,000, select the plan you'd like to probably apply for, although it will quote all of them at the same time. Go ahead and click quote. And it will show you the rates for the preferred, the standard, and the modified, as well as the rates for the riders. So the accelerated death benefit rider, there is no charge to that. So it's always going to be zero. And then the accidental death benefit rider will depend on age and it will depend on amount. So it calculates that. It's also a monthly rate. So if you would like, you can add the accidental death benefit rider to it simply by clicking the box, and then always click the accelerated death benefit rider just because it doesn't cost anything. So from there, we will add to cart. And you will see the 72.29 base plan plus the 433 in here that we've added to the cart equals 76.62. And from there, very simply, just start enrollment. Now from here, it'll collect the name. I'll just use test. And indicate that I am a legal resident. And then the first page is going to be health questions. Okay. Now there's going to be a check eligibility button once I click all these or fill them out, which will tell me what plan they're eligible for, but that's not the actual underwriting decision. All right. That's just kind of guiding you to what plan you should be pitching. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all of these out. No. and I will click check eligibility. And then it's going to say may qualify for the preferred plan. That's because I indicated everything was no. Okay. Now, let's say I would have checked something yes in section C. It'll come back and say that I may qualify for the standard. Okay. So we're going to stick with, so I'll fill that back out. It'll change this back to preferred. The next questions are about the children's term insurance rider. I'm going to mark no on this, but if you did want to add that, you would just say yes, you want to enroll. You would fill out the health information here, which would be no, 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 and then you'd be good to go. But I'm just going to write no there, and then it will drop those dynamic questions. It will fold those back into the EAP. All right, so if it was yes, it'd pop them out. It's no, so it'll kind of roll them back in. Replacement questions, same thing, right? So if I click no here, I can just move on. If I click yes to replace, the only thing that's going to be required is a company, there's going to be a company name. You will not need a policy number, but it will stop you for the company name if you're going to replace. Okay, so I'm going to mark that no. And then it's going to take us to a health history, an opportunity to write something in there to explain some of the script, or to a yes answer if you want to explain something. I will say something important here, and that is if there are any characters in this box, your case is going to be yellowed and referred to underwriting. All right, because there's not a machine that can read, obviously, every variation of text that might be in there. If there's text in here, your case likely will be referred to underwriting. The guidance that I would give you on this is if there's something that needs to be explained, for example, if they had an inhaler fill for, allergies last year, but they don't have COPD, and something that you feel the need to explain, put it in there, but don't over explain, right? There's no need to say that high blood pressure meds are for high blood pressure, because that's going to refer it to underwriting. Okay, so use it when you need to. When you don't need to, don't use it. All right. From here, it'll take us to the benefits and plan info. It'll give you another opportunity to recalculate another plan. So let's say you got through it and they changed their mind. They don't want 15,000, they want 13. You would just mark 13,000. And requote it. It'll tell you this action will change the quote for the product and plan selection. Do you want to proceed? Yes. You saw the accidental death benefit rider went down a little bit. That's because it's less insurance. And so now we've got a new quote of 6683. Just kind of a nice area to have some flexibility and make sure that you get it right, right? So that's in there. On the non-forfeiture options, almost everybody will select automatic premium loan. You do have a couple other options in there as well, but the most common is APL, which I've selected. You have another opportunity for the effective date here. All right, so if you want to change that from what you did on the first screen, here's where you would do that. And now we're into the proposed insured information. This will do some back behind the scenes kind of checking. It's going to pop open a flag because I'm going to use a fake social with a fake name. So here. All right. So I've got a fake social in there. When we go forward, it probably will pop a flag, but we'll wait and see on that. And then see here. All this is pretty straightforward. We'll get to the Benny section. Select all the standard stuff here. Select the benefit percentage. You do not need the social for the Benny. It's just the red fields are required. Okay. If you wanted to add a beneficiary, you could do so just by clicking add. It'll drop down another segment here. So for example, if you wanted to do a 50-50 split, you would make that 50. You'd fill this out and make that 50, and you'd be good to go. We will leave that at 100. Remove that beneficiary and proceed. Same thing here. If the owner is different than the proposed insured, here's where you would enter their information. In that case, standard operating procedure, you would need the social just like you would on any other company. So note that. And yeah, so flag. So basically there's some stuff going on in the background that's checking the social with the name and that kind of stuff. What we do is you could click update and it will take you back. But in this case, since we know it should be incorrect, we will just go ahead and proceed. Recommended address. Generally speaking, you do want to accept those unless you're absolutely positive. And now we're in the payment screen. So here, I'm going to enter in a routing number of a bank here in Kansas. It will pre-populate the name of the bank, which is a nice feature. So you get it right. Select checking, select savings. And then for the account number, I'm just going to put a fake account number in there. And that's all it takes. Right. So I've added that account now. It's on the account list. It's good to go. And then when I come down here to the assigned payment method, I'm going to have a couple different options on the payment method. EFT, which just means I'm going to pick days 1 through 28, one of those. Or there's Social Security billing dates, which also include the 1st or the 3rd. Okay, so if you want to use the 1st or the 3rd and tie it to a Social Security payment schedule, you would select SS billing, come down here and select the 1st or the 3rd, or you have the more common Wednesdays. It just depends on what day they get their Social Security. All right. We've also got some flexibility in terms of policy approval or the effective date. I will go effective date, drop down, select the account number, right? And then the date, and you're good to go. This is just a pop-up on commission splits. I'll kind of walk you through what this means. But commission splits are very simple. All you do is click this button, enter in the agent number you want to split with and the name, and then give us the split, right? So maybe it's 50-50, maybe it's 75-25, whatever it is. It's very simple and straightforward. All right. And now we were at the signature process. So we've got a whole lot of different options here. You've got the paper to e-app option. You've got an signature, a voice signature, and an authorization code, which is a text option. Okay. So the paper to e-app, if you're in person, this is what you're going to use. So you will just simply click on the PDF. The PDF will upload, scroll through it, make sure it's all good. Click the X, and you'll notice now we've got a green check mark here. That is going to enable this box for me to click on. And then all I do is click apply applicant A signature, and it's signed. All right. Now that is for the applicant. Now for the agent, all you do is click the box, which I will be able to click after I apply the signature, but I'm going to show you the other signatures. So right now I can't click this, but once I click this, it'll enable this box to click on. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. All right. Now for the email signature, basically for remote sales, you've got three options: the text, the voice, and the email signature. I would recommend the voice if the owner is not the insured, or if the owner is not tech savvy enough to kind of get to their text while on a call, then your voice signature is going to be the go-to place. All right. So we'll go through these one by one. I'm going to start with the email signature. Basically, what this will do is I would click this box, click apply agent signature, and then I would come down here and enter in the email address of the applicant. Now, if the insured is different than the owner or the pair, then I'm going to have to send this to multiple people to get in their email boxes to log in and enter the last four of their social, click some links, and then it's going to automatically send to us. I have personally used this before in a sale. It did work, and we got through it, but there are definitely better options, just being upfront and transparent. So this is an option if you're dealing with younger folks who are tech savvy. It does work, can be done. I've done it, but would not be my first option over the voice or authorization code. Okay. The next option, and this is both for if the owner and the insured are the same person, or especially if they're not the same person, it's typically going to be much easier to get this done if you can just get a three-way call initiated and then call in. Okay, so this process is administered, number one, by American Home Life. So it's not shipped off to a third-party call center. It's actually in-house folks that are doing this. So they're very familiar with this process. It's all they do. And basically what you'll do is you'll call in this number during these hours, which are very flexible. They're going to read a one-page script, which is this script right here. All right. All the usual suspects in this, it's the health authorization and then just the acknowledgement and agreements. Get a couple yeses. And then after that, they will give you a 6-digit code, and you simply just enter it in right here. Click the box, apply the applicant's signature, and then click this box and apply the agent signature. So the script takes about 5 or 6 minutes. That's it. It's not a long, drawn out process. The people are, easy to understand. They're good to work with. They know how to treat a client. And I think if you use this, you will be happy with this method. All right. So that's that option. And then the last option is the authorization code. If you're selling to someone where the owner is the insured and they are tech savvy, they can get to their texts in a phone while on the phone with you or something like that, or at least read back a code when it pops up on their main screen for 3-4 seconds. This is the method I would use. This is approximately, let's say 70% of the authorizations that we do are actually this authorization code or text method. It is pretty easy. So all you do is you would click however you want to send the code, which can either be email or text. Almost all of them are going to be text. It will pre-populate the number that I've already input earlier on in the application process. I will send the authorization code. And then that is going to pop up on the person's phone number, or excuse me, on the person's phone. They will read back a code. One second. Which is 6 digits. Very simple, it just says it right at the top. And you would input that here, verify the code, and it's done. Okay, that section. From there, you just click this box, apply agent signature, and you're done. Okay. The only thing I really want to address here is the code will be good for 24 hours. Okay. And let's say you send the code and they don't get it, or they didn't see it coming that time and they want you to resend it. That's okay. You can resend it. You just have to wait until this clock ticks down. This clock is not telling you that the code that you sent is no longer valid. All right, I'm going to say that again. The clock countdown is not telling you that the code that you just sent is no longer valid. It is simply saying you have to wait to resend another code, which you can send up to 5. Okay, so they don't see it the first time. You just got to wait a minute, send it again. They're ready this time. They'll give you the new code. You'll input it. Click verify authorization code. Click this box. Apply the signature. Click down here, and you're done. This is, again, the most popular that we see. It's about 70% of the applications. And that completes the signature process for the American Home Life Patriot series and also the EAP process. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I don't think there are too many obstacles or roadblocks to submitting an application with us. You've got plenty of flexibility in there to work with your clients in a variety of ways. And we look forward to you submitting your first app and look forward to doing business with you. Thank you.